Go.
Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, stop the New World Order. Welcome to Hapanwa TV. I'm on the top of Glastonbury Tor, and this time, I mean, it's an evening just like the last time I was here. If you watch my film Ben Goes on Tour, you'll see me ascending the tour. I wasn't going to film it this time because I'm actually less fit now than I was then, because back in 2010 I was still a hospital porter. Now I'm just a fat bastard, an ex-hospital porter who's let himself go, and I was panting so much I sounded like Dr. Jonathan Reed. You see it? It's over there. You know, I shouldn't laugh. Dr. Reed suffered a lot, but basically we're here to do a bit of sky watching. I'm here with Richard.
Hello.
Hello, and there's James as well, our friend who's just.
You alright, James?
And we're here to do a little bit of sky watching, and it's a beautiful evening, clear sky, it's actually delightful. I mean, sky watching is good when you get a clear sky, but it's quite nice to have like a couple of very slow moving clouds to act as a static gauge for any object you might see, because otherwise you might end up staring at a star and thinking it's moving when it's not. It's important to have a static gauge when you're going sky watching, but we're going to stay up here for a little while and see if we see anything unusual. This tour is amazing. It's 800 and something feet above sea level. We've climbed up it. It's been hard work, but god damn it, it's worth it.
Sorry, I just need to point something out. James, did you just say you seen a satellite? Whereabouts? That's really vague. Thanks for the description.
You get satellites and things this time of night.
It's
as well,
just up there.
Give us the azimuth. No, it's you'll get like satellites which flare up briefly as the sun catches them after sunset and things like that, and so it makes sky watching a bit difficult. But you know, I mean, we're on this beautiful Glastonbury tour, which is 800 and something feet high. Now, Richard is a trained geologist, and you were saying to me that you don't think it looks natural.
Well, all I'm trying to say is, if you have a look over here, you'll see a bit of a mound. And you've got a couple scattered about, but I mean, this one is completely inorganic to its surroundings. You've got nothing like it in the surrounding area. And that's why I think it seems inorganic, and I think it's man-made. I think it's a man-made mound because it's obviously terraced. I mean, you can't see it so much these days. It's not as pronounced as it might have been, well, 300 years ago, but it's certainly, to my view, with the surrounding area, it's very inorganic. I don't know about what your view is.
It does have that look. I mean, I can't say for sure, but it has that look of artificiality. It's not like shaped the way it sticks so prominently, literally like a sore thumb out of the Somerset levels. There is something quite magical about it, and I mean, it has been a place of worship and a holy site for over 10,000 years, since in the pre-Illuminati days in this country. Of course, when the Christian missionaries came along, they did what they did with every pagan site. They plonked a church on it.
Built one of these.
This was originally a full-size church. All that's left, as you can see, is the tower. But originally there was a big church that probably came out to about here, and So I mean, it's obviously there's a lot of history here, both pre-Illuminati and Illuminati Christian. You know, it's kind of. It must have been bells in that tower once.
Yeah, you could see them all coming up here in the Sunday best. Sweating to death up the hill.
Well, I mean, there's very interesting things that the people to look at who've studied this in great detail is David Percy and Mary Bennett, friends of David Boyle. Now they've worked out things like the 19.47 constant. I don't know if you've heard of that, Richard.
Is that what Richard Hoagland talks about?
He does,
with his,
yeah. He gets his old hair, his sine wave.
Sine wave.
A 19.47 constant.
Hyperdimensional physics.
It's hyperdimensional. What it is, if you place a regular tetrahedron inside a sphere with one point on the pole, the other points all touch the 19.47 latitude on the opposite sides of the sphere, and that's true actually. It's at 19.47 is a mathematical constant. What you find is that it's some very, very interesting things about it. For instance, on various planets around the world, you get a massive upwelling of energy which causes remarkable geological features on those planets at 19.47 degrees. A good example is the island of Hawaii, which is the world's biggest volcano. And you may think that's just a coincidence, but a much bigger volcano, the biggest known volcano in the solar system on the planet Mars, which is called Olympus Mons, the mountain of the gods, is at 19.47 degrees as well, even though it's about 1,000 times the size of Hawaii.
Do you think that might be a coincidence? Or?
It could be, but then you've also got to take into account the fact that the Great Red Spot on Jupiter is at 19.47 degrees, and also the Great Dark Spot on Neptune.
There's a lot of coincidences if there's
It's
a
also
coincidence with that particular number.
Exactly. It's also the latitude of the Great Bend in the River Nile. Of course, you can always say, the thing is, once you start saying it's a coincidence, as we said during our report on the ASAP conference, anything can be a coincidence.
Yeah.
You could win the lottery 10 times weeks in a row, and that could be a coincidence. No one can prove you're wrong.
No, that's what I mean.
So, but I mean, I don't think it is. I think to have those numbers of strange things occurring at 19.47 degrees may mean that Hoagland is onto something, even though Hoagland was actually not the person who came up with the idea. It was actually several other people, including David Percy and Mary Bennett. I think they live near here, actually. Mary Bennett does, anyway. So that's all for now. We're going to get back to you as soon as something strange occurs in the sky. All right.
Okay.
Hospital Ports, Pride and Dignity, stop the New World Order.